Here we are at the fascinating Sochi Autodrome in Russia for what is expected to be a compelling race weekend. Well, it all begins today with practice.
Alright guys, so here we are for episode number 15 of the F1 2015 Career Mode Championship for Season 2, driving as a Toro Rosso in Max Verstappen's car. So, the Russian Grand Prix should be a really good round for us, to be honest. It seems like the tracks that require high mechanical grip, we seem to do well at. Tracks like Monaco, Silverstone, and even Monza to some degree are some of the tracks that we tend to do well at. So, just looking at the setup here, we're running with the exact same setup that we ran with in Monza. So just taking off a little bit of camber and taking off a little bit of toe as well, just to make it a little bit more slippery in a straight line. Just trying to get more, I don't know, mechanical grip at low speeds as well, just to really complement this Sochi track here in Russia. So here we go in qualifying now. It looks like the rain may feature a little later on in this session. It looks very cloudy at the moment, so we need to get a time in ASAP. You can see on our first flying lap here, we're getting a massive slipstream here from Felipe Nasr. We fly past him on the straights. That's going to help us quite tremendously on the straight here. Coming into the braking zone, he almost outbrakes us there, so probably not too confident on this first lap. I was looking to sort of build up my pace as I went through the weekend, or through the session rather, and just see how I went. But being the kind of cutthroat session it was, I had to get a time in really early and really fast. So I probably didn't get the most out of this lap that I would have wanted to, but either way, it looks like a fairly competent lap at the moment. Coming across the line now, it's a 1 minute 40.452. We're going to go again because we filled up the car for 5 laps, and it looks like the rain is coming down now on this second lap. So it looks like we may have seen the best of the track conditions at the moment, but can we find even more time now with the tyres still coming up to temperature? I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. A little bit of traffic on this lap as well. No, we don't improve. 3/10 slower than our first time lap, and with the track getting even wetter and wetter, it doesn't look like we're going to improve. But crucially, we're in first place. We've out-qualified the 2 Mercedes cars and the 2 Ferraris as well. And after that, I thought, there's no way we're going to improve from here. So I brought it back into the pits, sat in the garage for the rest of the session, and just watched nervously as Rosberg was setting some pretty competitive sectors. But in our favour, he had a bit of traffic on pretty much all of his laps, so it looked like he couldn't really improve, and he was stuck in second place coming into the pits now at the midpoint of the session. I don't believe he'll go out again. So we got pole position for the Russian Grand Prix out of sheer luck. The weather conditions really played into our favour today. 5/10 is the difference between us and Rosberg. Hamilton starting in P3. Crucially for us, Sebastian Vettel, a championship leader, starting down in P7. Let's try and make the most of this for the race.
Here we are in Russia in the scenic Black Sea resort of Sochi, where this purpose-built track is described as one of the most impressive tracks on the Formula One calendar. Welcome to the Russian Grand Prix. If there's one guy that knows how to push things to the max, you've guessed it, it's Max Verstappen.
Yeah, nice one, Crofty. That was simply tremendous there. Here we are for the Russian Grand Prix, lads. Apologies about David Croft's impromptu stand-up comedy there, but we have a one-stop on our hands. Fairly simple race strategy, to be honest, so there's nothing really to be said. Let's go to the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and away we go. Looks like the start, it's okay. Hamilton on the left-hand side, getting off to a brilliant start. Rosberg just clips our ears there, or boxes our ears in as we fly down to turn 1 now. Lost 3 positions on the start-finish straight. This game is ridiculous for getting good starts if you run with no traction control. But either way, we're going to try and make the most of this first lap here on cold tyres. Going up the inside of Nico Rosberg there. He backs out of it. He just doesn't have the grip to contain it through this left-hander. Neither do I. Just struggling to keep it on the racing line. Just struggling to keep it on the racetrack there. But we managed to hold on onto P2 now at the end of the first lap. Lewis Hamilton locking up into the third sector. And he looks a little bit vulnerable here through these slow-speed corners. So we'll try and get close to him if we can. Use the slipstream to get past him on the start-finish straight on the next lap. So, coming into this final sequence of corners, these 2 90-degree right-handers, these seem to be very good corners for us. Hamilton continuously locking up into every single braking zone. He's really feeling the pressure at the moment, and we're going to try and put the pressure on him even further now as we head on to lap 2. Just waiting for the DRS now, but looks like the rain is starting to feature in this race, which could throw a cat amongst the pigeons in this race. It could really alter who's quick in this Grand Prix. But either way, we're going to try and go up the inside of Hamilton, are we? Into this left-hander. Yes, we do. Losing the back end in the process. Hamilton, he's still on our right-hand side there, and he hangs on there for the lead just about, but we take it around the outside. Hamilton's still there on the inside there. We'll need to leave him some space as we head through the penultimate corner. And now, finally, we have the lead back for the Russian Grand Prix. It's only taken us just about 4 laps to get the lead back after that terrible start. It's just the nature of this game. It's horrible. If you're running with no assists, you can't get off to a better start than the AI, unless it's intermediate conditions for some reason. But Hamilton with the DRS, he flies past us on the straight there. Very bad timing for us to get the lead and concede the place to Hamilton. So we'll need to do all that hard work once again, try and get past him in this third sector. This seems to be our only strong point of this track. But the problem is, as soon as we get past him, that's where the massively long straight is, and that's where Hamilton gets the spot back. But either way, we pull the same move. It looks like it's a little bit more convincing this time, and Hamilton doesn't have any challenge to make. We fake it to the pit lane there, just to cover off Mercedes in case they come in for a set of intermediate tyres. I don't want to get caught out on the wrong tyre at the wrong time. I've made too many bad decisions too many times this season. I don't want to get caught out again, especially when we're leading this race. There's so much for us to lose at the moment, especially with Sebastian Vettel so far down the order. We need to make the most of this at the moment with the engineer. Won't shut up. I'm in a tight battle here with the leaders here. It's a 3-way battle between the 2 Mercedes cars and myself. Rosberg now moves into P2, and it looks like he's moved into the lead of the Grand Prix too. So Rosberg has essentially come out of nowhere here. He almost outbraked us into the braking zone. We took it back around the outside and back into the lead, but Rosberg once again on the attack. It seems like his car is probably better suited to lower grip conditions, which was quite interesting. Or maybe he's better on his tyres, who knows. But at the moment, it looks like we're really struggling at the moment just to keep it on the track, let alone keep these positions. I think it's only going to be a matter of time before we come in for a set of inters, and it looks like we're doing that now on lap 7. We're coming in before the 2 leaders are now, so that's a very interesting strategy call. Is it going to help us in our favour? I really do hope so. It looks like for us, it's just impossible for us to continue on dry tyres, so I had to make the strategy call. I had to be proactive with the strategy and just come in. If we stayed out any longer, we probably would have lost 3rd place to Hamilton there, so either way, we cut on to lap 8 now, and we're overtaking all the guys who haven't made their stop yet. So it's going to be pretty easy pickings now for the next, I don't know, 30 odd seconds as everyone sort of limps it back to the pits now. So it's going to be a matter of time now before we see if this strategy call has worked. Have we come in too early to put on our set of intermediate tyres? I honestly don't think we did, because they didn't really overheat, and it seemed like we were sort of on the pace and we had decent grip as soon as we put the tyres on. So meanwhile, talking about strategy and tyres, we overtook Felipe Nasr. We're overtaking guys like they're standing still as they're on the dry tyres, but it looks like they're now coming in now. Guys like Grosjean, the 2 Ferraris, I assume the 2 Mercedes are coming in as well. So some teams will be double stacking their drivers, and that's going to have some massive winners and losers out of this process. I'm assuming Hamilton is going to lose out massively here. Yes, he has. He's dropped to P3. Rosberg assumes the lead of the race, but nothing, absolutely nothing happened in that middle stint on the intermediate tyres. We're now coming in for another stint on the dry tyres again, so the track has dried out, and we're going for a short little sprint here to the end of the race, 11 laps on a set of option tyres. It should be a fairly easy, fast stint to the race, to the end of the race rather, as we chase down Rosberg. The gap was about 3 to 4 seconds. We're able to hold him up as he made his final stop there for dry tyres. So going up the inside into turn 1, Rosberg leaves the space, but I don't think we're going to have the drive traction to really get around him. We just don't have the straight line speed to overtake him. We really just need to get the move done through the 3rd sector. So this race, I apologise, it's gone by like a flash. Nothing really happened in the middle stint of the race. It was really just a massive grind trying to catch Rosberg. It was a bit tit for tat, but finally on the dry tyres, I think we are the fastest car, and now we can see we're going to pass Rosberg here. Is it going to be the outside or the inside? It's going to be the outside through the 3rd sector. We've outbroken ourselves, missed the braking point, and we go off into the escape road just ever so slightly there. So Rosberg holds on to the lead for now, but I assume that he won't have this lead for too much longer. We're just too quick for Rosberg to do anything about it having another look there into that left-hander. Seems to be a very good overtaking spot for us in this third sector. The rear traction for us seems to be much better than Rosberg, going purple on this lap too as the track continues to dry out. The further the grip level increases, just the faster we get, and I guess the more exposed Rosberg is. You saw at the start of the race, he was much slower than us on the dry track, but now I think we've got the lead back from Rosberg with only 7 laps left to go of the Russian Grand Prix. We're going to try and pull away here as much as we can, but Rosberg is not going to give up without a fight here. Up the inside through the penultimate corner. Can't quite get the move done. We hang on to the lead, and now it's just down to us now to pull away from Rosberg, get out of that 1 second DRS window, and just win this race. Try and get as many points over Sebastian Vettel as we can. It's going to help us tremendously in the driver's standings. Alonso on intermediate tyres there. What is he doing? I have absolutely no idea what he was doing, but in the process, he held up Nico Rosberg so much. You'll see he's got pinched on the inside of the apex here, and he just, I don't know, Rosberg didn't really want to overtake him there, but still, it's cost him about a second or two, and that was enough for Rosberg not to really be a threat for the rest of the race. Lap 27 now, coming through the final corner. We're going to be the first to greet the checkered flag and win the Russian Grand Prix. What a crucial time to get another win in the championship. So there we go, lads. We have won the Russian Grand Prix. I don't know how many race wins that is for the season, but it's a fair few now. 0.6, or 1.6 seconds rather, was the difference to Nico Rosberg in the end. Lewis Hamilton rounding out a double Mercedes podium. Raikkonen P4, Massa P5, Bottas P6, and Sebastian Vettel absolutely bottling this race, finishing in position 8. He's leaked so many points to us. That's going to help us tremendously in the driver's title, and it just makes it that much more closer in the championship. So leave a like if you enjoyed this race. The next race is in Mexico, I believe, and I have absolutely no idea whether I'm quick at that track or not. We need to have another go at that track just to see what the form guide is like for us in this Toro Rosso. Lots of long straights there as well, so I'm not liking our chances too much, but at the same time, there is a lot of slow, winding corners that could help us in terms of mechanical grip. In the driver's standings, we're in P3 at the moment, closing the gap to Sebastian Vettel, 53 points. Nico Rosberg made some considerable gains there, only 32 points behind in second place. Constructors standings, we're still in P4. I don't really see that changing for the rest of this season. So that's been this episode for today. As I said before, leave a like if you enjoyed. The next race will be in Russia. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.
I've got a question, if you'd hear me out. In your defense, you never had a chance. And so tell me straight, I won't go. This is our time now, I'm sure. Make no mistake, that we are closer than we're far. Embrace for impact, and fight your fears far. Embrace for impact, I'm the future's engineer, and baby I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, and baby I'm here, I'm here. I've got a question, if you'd hear me out. In your defense, you never had a chance.